Hello, welcome to another episode of Have Your Say 247. My name is Rudolph Okonkwo. I'm glad to have all of you join us today as we have another episode of the show where we let you have your say on anything going on across Nigeria and Africa. Today is an interesting day in Nigeria and across Africa, of course. We know that the APC, the ruling party in Nigeria, they're having a convention today. It's a make or break convention for the party and for the country. Also, yesterday in Ghana, Nigeria drew with the Ghanaian team, and the chance of Nigeria making it to the World Cup is very slim. But to start today, we are going to go to a friend of ours in Germany. He has a story to tell us. I know a lot of you are interested in talking about politics, but we want to get his opinion on his story of how he traveled out of the Nigeria and is in Ghana. Sorry, he's in Germany today. Now, it's very important because last Wednesday on our show, we discussed life abroad and he couldn't join us, but he wanted to share his opinion. So we get him to share his opinion, get it out of the way. Then we talk about politics in Nigeria. A lot of things are going on. For those of you who are really interested in telling us who they will vote for, if the election were to happen today, we want to hear your opinion. So first of all, let me go to Germany and get Emmanuel Onyedika to join us and tell us the story briefly in about 5 minutes. We'll finish that conversation, then we get into the politics. Anambra State is also in the news for many reasons. One of them being that the governor of the state, the new governor, is saying that all workers must go to work on Monday, that sit at home is over. So it will be interesting to know what will happen. He's basically putting his legs in the same trousers with the IPOB faction that still supports the sit at home. So we're going to get into all of that. But first of all, let's hear from Emmanuel Onyedika in Germany about his trip abroad. It's a lesson for so many of us, especially those at home who are trying to get out of the country. So let's get that done and then we get into politics. Stand by. Hello, Emmanuel. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. My pleasure.
It's
Good
nice to have
afternoon.
you. I understand that you couldn't join us on Wednesday last week, and you may not be able to join us next Wednesday when we talk about this issue. So let's get this discussed. How did you get out of the country, and how did you end up in Germany?
Uh, First of all, my traveling was stages. I didn't plan that I would be, coming to Europe or to Germany. Even though I love to travel to make ends meet and also to prove the status of my family. But you know, it was stages, like I said. First of all, when I traveled to Ghana, it wasn't easy. I traveled at the age of 20 years, when I was 20 years. So from there, you get to meet people in the streets, you get new ideas. It's possible to travel to Europe through this means, which I'm not gonna say people know about it, which is some people consider it illegal and it's not advisable.
Is it through the
Mm.
Sahara Desert?
Exactly, through the
Okay,
Sahara Desert,
and you
and
you
I spent,
survived it.
yeah, and I
How?
spent. It wasn't easy. We spent 3 days in the desert, and when we arrived in Libya, it was a different story. But I spent 1.5 years in Libya. What really helped me, I learned the language, I learned the trade, started on my own. After 4 to 5 months, I arrived in Libya. I started my own business. So I was like the boss of my own. I could imagine as a small me to the Arabs when they come, they're looking for the boss. I will present myself as the boss. They hardly believe me. But what convinces them is my as in the language. I was able to break in and having a business with them. But that one is different. When I arrived at Europe,
How
to
did you
cut the
get to
long
Europe?
story, through the water.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't easy. Thank God we survived because that day I think a lot of boats went down, and immediately we were rescued. The next minute, the water changed. If we are in the water for the next 1 minute, nobody will survive. We're coming to Europe. First of all, to
What country
Italy.
did you get? What country did you enter in Europe? Is it Italy?
First of all, everybody who's coming to Europe through the water mostly come through Italy. Sorry,
Okay.
and coming to Italy, It wasn't easy. I heard that there's no job and a lot of things, but they give document. I said to myself, yeah, document without job and the circumstances surrounding the document are going to give you. Why not look for where to get a job at least to be useful to yourself first before any other thing. So now that that time, what is now help is to make money. For me, my policy, I don't make money illegal. I can never do it, no matter the circumstances.
So
I
where
have
are you
never,
now? Where are you now? What
and I
country are
will
you
never.
now? Where?
So later, I came as when I came to Germany.
Okay.
I'm in Germany presently.
Okay.
When I
You're
came to
in Germany.
Germany, that should be 6 years ago.
Yeah.
The only way to survive is 2 to 3 means. One, either you get married, or you have kids, or you go to school.
Mm.
Me, I want to do it legal. I went to school. It wasn't easy. Without learning the language, I was able to do. Those who are in Germany know what they call Ausbildung, of which in English is apprenticeship. My first year as an apprenticeship, it wasn't easy. It was very difficult. But first of all, I have to take asylum, and the process of asylum is very, very stressful.
Mm.
It's not like those who came, through visa and school or work. It's that their own case is very, very different than when you come to Europe through the means that we took. It is very, very difficult. It's one of the hardest way of surviving. It gets its plus and minus.
Mm. Okay, Emmanuel Onyedika, I know. I wanted people to hear you. I wanted you to give us a brief introduction to your story. We are going to have a special show, and I will invite you again when we talk about life abroad, so you can go into details about this. Okay?
No problem.
But for today, we really have packed show about politics because things are boiling over in Nigeria, and a lot of people are interested in talking about the political situation in the country. So please come back. I will invite you. Send me an email. We can talk, and I will make sure that we have you when we talk about life abroad next time. Okay.
No problem. I appreciate it.
All
Thank you
right.
very much for
Thank
having
you.
me.
Thank you so much for joining us. I
Bye-bye.
really appreciate that. All right. So we are going to get into politics, what's going on in Nigeria today. And I have a lot of people who are already joining me, special people. I want to bring my friend and, oh, where is he? What happened? Okay, so I want to bring some of my friends who are here who really have been waiting. The first person I'm bringing in is Professor Joseph Onyocha. Professor Onyocha, welcome to the show.
Good morning, Rudolph. How are you?
Good. Are you eating breakfast?
I am. Thank you for having me.
This is a special show. We are happy to have you, and also I have Dr. Chidi. Dr. Chidi, your camera is now on. I won't pull you up until you turn it on. Dr. Chidi, welcome to the show. I can't hear you.
Thank you, Rudolph. Thank you so much. It's good to have you on
Are you on
your
your bed? How can you be on your bed when the country is going to hell?
I can't keep myself for Nigeria. That's why I'm on the bed talking about Nigeria.
All right. From Bauchi, we have Mohammed Yakubu. Mohammed, my friend, welcome to the show. Mohammed, your camera, your audio is not.
There is no audio. If you're hearing me, I can't hear you.
Okay, we can hear you. If you can't hear us, then talk to Isaac and Tammy. You might have something to do with your connection. Emmanuel. Okay, Dr. Chidi. So tell me what's going on in the country at this point.
See, Rudolph, I love you. You know that.
Lots of audio.
I love the fact that you're a very, very critical thinker, one of the most intelligent media people out there. See, Nigeria is at a state where it's difficult to even know where to start. It's so difficult. Every time I want to do a show, there are 1,001 topics. I don't even know how to concentrate on one. Honestly, you be the one. You choose for me what you want me to talk about.
No. Look at the convention happening in Abuja. What is your take?
it's a miracle. But okay, in a democracy, people are allowed to, everybody is allowed to get into the game. But that a party like APC should still be warming up to come and participate in an election in Nigeria it's unfounded. I can't even fathom it. With their performance, they should be hiding themselves they should be hiding their faces in a big shame because they have not achieved anything. They have failed woefully, and yet they're having a convention. So honestly, for me, I don't even care whoever they come up with because they are a failed party, both in their policies, both in their organization, both in their leadership. They are already failed. So whatever is going to come out of that convention, I really don't care because it's just like, it's sorry to be hard with my language, but it's just like thieves gather together, and I'm interested in what solution they come up with about how to come and rob us. I really don't care. I'm just waiting for them when they come and preparing myself for how to defend myself. So that's unfortunately what I think about the APC convention that is going on, because it's all founded on it's built on a foundation of ineptitudeness and failed leadership. So what can you expect to come out of it?
All right, Dr. Chidi, stand by because we want to know your opinion on. Of course, we know that the election will happen, irrespective of what we think about the political parties or the candidates. We want to know who you are going to vote for, and then we talk about the situation in Anambra State, which is very important. Let me go to Joseph Onyocha. Professor Onyocha, welcome to the show.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's nice to have you. I know you've been in this game for a long time, analyzing Nigeria for such a long time. Now, I mean, I remember you, when was this? 1990s and 2000s, early 2000s. And here we are, 2022, still talking about Nigeria, and things are not any better. What is your assessment, general assessment of the country today?
Well, Nigeria, I think I would take a little bit umbrage with Chidi's take on it. I understand where Chidi is coming from, but APC has a right to contest whether they have failed or not. And if you have a democracy and everybody, including the devil, can contest, Nigeria is a working process. I am not particularly happy with what is going on in Nigeria, but it is a working process. It's going to take time. We happened into a political system that we don't know much about, the presidential system, and that has created a lot of corruption. And you have in Nigeria because there's so much power that is given to one man, and of course, one party, whoever is in power. When PDP was there many years before APC came, PD was not as successful as a party. So my take is anybody that can bring security to Nigeria, I will vote for that person. But it's always a speculation that if I get in there, I'm going to bring security to Nigeria. So I have no way of knowing who is going to bring security to Nigeria. So in essence, I am with Chidi. I would rather APC and their minions are not running that country again for the next 8 years. Give PDP. I am leaning towards PDP as an idea, as a concept, as a political party. I tend to lean towards them. APC has had their chance and then let others go in. I don't know who is going to emerge from PDP. I was reading about Peter B this morning about his emergence. Atiku, I don't know whether he has a better chance of winning than Peter B. I have no idea. And I will say this publicly. I don't think Nigerians are ready for Igbos to be president. And I will say this and I will maintain that. No matter who, okay,
Now, thank you. I'll come back to you. I'm interested in exploring that further. What you just said. But let me
Okay.
go to Mohammed Yakubu. I know you are in Bauchi State. If I think I'm right, Bauchi State. I spoke to you, Mohammed, last week. Has anything changed in your perception of the political situation in the country?
No, no, it's rather getting worse, like I said, and the reality is setting in by the day, and the people are getting wiser. Like I said, there is no political party in Nigeria today that can beat their chest and say we are going to take it all, because the people are more wiser now, and they know they've been scammed, and I'm sure you must have seen the some some of the screenshot from the so-called convention going on in Abuja. I think they've even followed the stand. I don't know if they've been reconverged. The whole thing is in shambles. And the other speaker said, if APC has anything at all close to integrity, they shouldn't even hold that convention. They should take a bow and apologize to Nigerians. As a matter of fact, the situation is getting worse by the day. Rain Oil, which is one of the major oil marketer in Nigeria. I was in Gombe on Wednesday. I came back on Thursday. I bought fuel in their station for 185 naira per liter. Even though the federal government officially has not moved the price to 165 from 165. So that to tell you that the country is in a mess. Nobody's running the country. We are just on auto cruise. That's the fact.
All right, thank you. I'll come to each of you and try to get your take on who should you vote for actually, because whatever happens, if you are in Nigeria and you have to vote, you have to vote for one of these candidates that we're seeing. But let me go to all Niger politics, all na politics. Tell us your name and where you are joining us from, and what your take is. Go ahead.
My name is Frederick Ovi Agbaje.
Okay.
Calling in from Atlanta.
Oh, you're in America. Okay. You're in America. All right, go ahead. What's your take?
Well, I think for me,
Can he repeat that? I didn't catch it. Rudolph, I didn't catch him.
His
He
name
froze for
my
a
Ovie.
name
second
is
there.
Frederick Ovi Agbaje.
Ovie
I'm calling in
Abaje.
from Atlanta.
Okay.
Okay.
I think me generally, I said I'm in a good mood because people fought and died for us to be able to experience what we're experiencing. Now, what I mean by that is that a lot of life were lost just to rescue our country from the hands of the military. But the saddest part of it is that we are not even interested in participating, you know. And APC were able to be doing what they are doing and getting away with, including PDP, because we are not interested. You know, it's a game. And if we are not interested, we will just end up being a spectator. And spectator, oftentimes, we are going to cry and complain. So these people are able to do whatever they can because they are few. It's easy for them to come together at any time they will. I mean, the process that led to this APC confession, we can see it's pretty much one man decision.
Okay.
Yeah,
Ovie, thank you. Okay, Chidi, I know that you've been talking to some of these actors, and like I said before, we are going to have an election, and if you are going to vote, I don't know if you are going to Nigeria to cover the election, and if you can vote, who do you think has any chance of extending the life of that country? Because that's where we are now. We are at the point where people are saying that there shouldn't have been an election anyway, that we should have restructured the country, that if you are going to become president under this present constitution, that you are not going to make any impact. What is your take on that, and who do you think has any chance of, I'm not saying winning the election, I'm saying making any impact based on the constitution that we have at this point?
Okay, thank you for rephrasing the question. Your last sentence is what really sets the tone for what I'm going to say, because it's a different thing between who stands a chance of winning and who is the best for the country. Okay, because the best person for the country right now, with the people who have indicated interest, is between Omoyele Showore and Peter Obi for me. Now, Omoyele Showore is the future and the brand that is the best for the country, but which the ruling class is not comfortable to have, because he said it clearly what he's going to do with them. And when you talk about running under the present constitution, we know the constitution is a sham. It's not right. It's faulty. But it will take a good leader who has genuine intentions for the country to come into power and change the constitution and make it work. It is doable. People come into a bad situation and make it right. Now, the reason why I choose somebody like Omoyele Showore is that he preaches a revolution and outright starting from the beginning. But in a situation where that is not possible, he is now pushing to go there and make the necessary change. The same thing with someone like Peter Obi. But the problem that we have is that this kind of people are pitched against the thieves that call themselves the political class. And those people, they've been stealing money for so many years and warming up for this particular election. And they're going to spend dollars, they're going to spend pounds that Omoyele Showore does not have and Peter Obi does not have. So that's why you see me lying down on my bed, because when you're discussing the problem of Nigerian people, it's not something I can break my head upon, because I do that from Monday to Friday. So on a Saturday, I'm relaxing. When they wake up, we will wake up, and because the people are more than these people, these politicians, but we are sleeping. So we'll continue sleeping on until
All right, Chief Onyocha, what is your take? Because there will be an election, whether we like it or not, and somebody will win. Who should win?
Oh, who should win? I
Not
guess.
who will win. Not who will win. Who should win and why? And if you are going to vote, who will you vote for?
Well, I really don't know all the candidates. Definitely, Tinubu is just doesn't belong. And
what are you saying? Doesn't belong? Why?
There is a.
Onyocha, why did he say
it doesn't belong? He is right. He's immersed in corruption. He breeds corruption. He breeds robbery. He breeds everything. He talks good. His economic policies tend to be good, but he is so deep in the gutter of corruption in Nigeria that I don't. None of them. I wouldn't even say Obi is not corrupt. I don't know him. I've read a few things about him. He's probably as corrupt as all of them. Anybody who has been a governor in Nigeria is corrupt, and I can say that. And Peter Obi has been a governor of, and I think he was governor of Anambra State for 8 years. Many of them get corrupt through their security vote. This money that they give them that they don't have to account for. It's only recently that EFCC, Willie, what's his name, Obiano, that they are talking about security vote. But all these governors get security vote, and the Constitution allows them to not account for it. But be that as it may, I wish I knew all the candidates. I don't know them, but the ones that I know right now where is it, PDP, the prominent ones are Atiku and Peter Obi. Between Atiku and Peter Obi, I would pick Peter Obi. And I said earlier, and you said you were going to come back to me on the point that I made, that I don't think Nigeria and Nigerians are ready for an Igbo president. I have reasons for that. And the civil war is still on their minds, and they don't trust Igbos. I will say this publicly, I say it anywhere. They don't trust Igbos. They don't know what the Igbos are going to do. So in that regard, I don't think Peter Obi stands a chance.
What about the vice president? Onyocha?
Oh, God, I can be the vice president, but I'm not a politician. I don't want to be.
No. I mean, what about, I'm saying, what do you think about Yemi Osinbajo and running for
Well,
president?
he's a lapdog. If he has any ideas, I don't think his ordinary ambition to be the president and to the respect, so not the respect, let me call it respect, right? And the respect that he gives to Buhari doesn't allow anybody to think about, doesn't allow him to say what he can do. I don't know what the vice president can do if he's given a chance. He has not been able to express it. I don't think he's free to express anything. I don't like some of the things that his inner circle does. Is either his church or somebody from his area or never. Those are some of the tribal politics that are present in Nigeria that I really don't care too much about. There are too much tribal politics. If you go to the VD's office, it's either you're a member of his church or you are from the western part of the country. You can't run a country that way.
All right, thank you, Onyecha. Let me go to somebody who might actually vote in the election. Yakubu Mohammed. Yeah, Mohammed Yakubu. So tell me, are you not voting?
I'm sure you know my choice of candidate already.
I don't know. Remind me. I probably you said it, but I forgot.
Okay. For now, as of today, my only choice is Omoyele Showore, and for a very large reason. You see, Nigeria as a country, the only person that can change this country is a person who has never been involved, who himself has never been part of the largest. Because one of the things that I think is slowing down Buhari, for instance, if at all he has that so-called claim he have, hello?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
That him himself is surrounded by corruption and him himself is corruption. So if you say you want to probe the so-called thieves, you cannot be probing, you cannot be arresting people when a man like Tinubu and Amechi and co is roaming the street freely. So we need somebody who doesn't have any baggages, who can arrest and deal with anybody. And I think that's where Omoyele Showore comes in for me, personally. So I voted him in 2019 and I'll vote him again. At least for now.
Now, let me ask you, as someone who supports Showore, how is it that on air, on the internet, on social media, we find a lot of people who are supporting him, but when the actual votes are counted, it doesn't register. What is going on?
Well, as you know, 2019 election was a sham. They only wrote those results. Let's hope now that the results will be transmitted electronically from the polling unit, that our vote will actually count. And I've said it in several places that I'm going to vote Showore, and they said, no, that's going to be a wasted vote. Why not just give the vote to Atiku? I said, no, I want to vote my conscience. I don't care if you win or not. I don't even think you have a chance of winning. But if I give him my vote and every other person who supported him give their vote to him, what that does to him is that it's going to boost his confidence and it's going to give him room to come back again. And I'm sure if you keep trying, one day, even if not him, but somebody like him will emerge. We know.
Okay.
Let me interject there for a little bit because I did not mention the gentleman that he is talking about. What's his name again? Omoyele?
Showore, yeah.
Yes, I think he's a social gadfly, and he should remain that. He is the one that stirs up. I doubt it if he has any managerial skills to run that country. The country is not easy. We can speak of Nigeria from a distance, but it is not easy to mesh all these ethnic groups from the northeast to the southwest to every part of Nigeria. It is not easy. And I don't think that gentleman has the skills to run that country. He's a social gadfly. I know I'm starting off.
Wait.
I know I'm doing that.
Everybody, hold on. I'll come to you over here, but let me go to. I'll give Mohammed a chance to respond to Onyecha, and then I'll come to Dr. Chidi because I know you are associate of Omoyele to respond to Onyecha. Mohammed, go ahead.
I don't think anybody needs experience to run Nigeria. The only thing you need to do to run this country is just to be just. Once there's justice, you can run this country peacefully. I was in Nigeria when Muhammad Buhari took over in 2015. Now, everything was falling in place without him even making a speech the first 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Even NEPA start giving us light. And we are asking, so we have this light before. So when we now saw that, when they discovered that it was a lagger, everything went back to normal. So all you need is a man who can stand firm and be just. Once you are just, you can run the country from anywhere. You don't need any experience to run this country. You just need to be just. That is all you need. And all the group will rally around you.
All right, thank you. Chidi, Dr. Chidi, what's your take? How do you respond to Onyesha?
Prof, with due respect, and in line with what the last speaker said, Nigeria is a... Look, let me tell you something. It is more difficult to be the chairman of a local government than to be the president of Nigeria. In fact, it's more difficult to be a councillor, and I'll tell you why. I ran for governorship in Enugu State, and that opened my eyes. The president of Nigeria does not have a constituency. Even in Abuja, where he resides, he is not responsible for what happens in Abuja. Do you know that? He is not responsible. It is the state governor that is responsible for what happens in the state. Now, the state governor sits down in the state capital. It's the local government chairman that oversees what happens in the locality where he is in charge. And then it is the councillor that takes care. So it is a very little job that the president does. It is somebody who has a sense of justice and fairness and love. Prof, you're shaking your head. It's like this. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. A man who marries 4 wives and there is peace amongst those 4 wives. Do you know why there is peace? It is because the man is a big liar. Because he goes to each of those wives and he tells each of them that you are the best thing. He says, what of Mama Ngozi? Don't mind Mama Ngozi, it's you now. Then he goes to Mama Ngozi and tells Mama Ngozi, you are the number one. Do you understand? So for people like Omoyele Showore,
Mama Ngozi is stupid. Mama Ngozi is stupid to believe that.
Okay, so you see what I'm saying? So when sorry, Prof, your impression of Nigeria is such a complicated place and it is not easy. It's because people try to adopt this principle of, pleasing everybody, bending the rules, adopting corruption, appeasing these, massaging backs. You don't need that. People like Omoyele Showore, they talk tough, they talk straight. What other experience do you need from Showore? All of these people that you see, he knows every one of them. They don't like him because he exposed them. That's all he's saying. He's just saying, look, if 100,000 is meant for 4 people, share it 25,000 to all of them. People say, no, you can't share it into 4. Remember that there's party this. Remember so you have to share it into 7 and then use 4 for the people. So it is so simple. It's so easy. Like Mohammed said, it is so easy. I have been the president. Listen, let me say this and I'll drop. I was the president of the Nigerian community here. After my first year, somebody called me and he said, Chidi, and for every place I've led, I don't usually come for a second time because I understand that there is a way politicians are supposed to behave. And if you behave that way, on the outside, you will succeed as a politician, but your people, the citizens, will suffer. And if there's an Igbo proverb that says, Oboda adiroma bu ulu ndi nze. When the country is not good, the leadership looks fine. It looks rosy. So they prefer it to be like that. So in conclusion, Prof, it is not complicated.
Social gadflies are not good leaders.
No. It's not social gadflies.
Somebody like Shoyinka cannot run that country. And he is a very just man. He is a social gadfly. He cannot run Nigeria. He's probably one of the most honest people in the world. If you're looking for somebody to run Nigeria in a just way, bring him
Prof,
in.
let me tell you one thing about people like that. Sorry, Prof. Sorry, I will say this. We are not asking you to give us Nigeria for 8-10 years. No, give us for 1 year. It's okay. We come to fix. Yes, we'll come to. If we fix it, why do we have to stay there?
Okay, hold on, two of you. Let me go to Ovie is laughing. I will come back to you, Ovie. What is your take on this between the argument they are having, whether Showore is capable of running the country, or whether what we need is somebody with experience like Babangida?
Yes, I think realistically, I don't think Showore actually has what it takes to run a country like Nigeria. Nigeria is more than the way we say, even just among the Committee of Nations. So I believe it's time will come, but as it is now, it narrows the way for him. So that's why I don't really, trying to dwell much on that. And me personally, for me and Showore, not that I know him, but I don't trust people who have international donors. I'm Pan-Africanist. Once you have international donor, it's hard because you can't run the country the way you want it. They have to do when the time comes. So that's my personal problem against Showore movement. But in terms of he running the country, no. The way the country is now, not for strong men. I don't think it's there.
Okay. Hold on. Oh, yes, I'm coming back to you. But someone wrote, Chigozie Kenneth wrote that I should ask Onyocha what experience did Gowon have.
None, except a soldier. I see his question. None. He was a soldier. That's why it was almost an illusion that he was running Nigeria. At the time that he ran Nigeria, I think he was about 29 or so. He didn't have any experience, but he didn't do a good job either in running Nigeria. Soldiers tend to hide behind the guns that they have. None of those military heads of state, none of them was good in running Nigeria, really. They actually planted and implanted and institutionalized corruption in Nigeria. So I wouldn't say Gowon ran Nigeria very well. He didn't have any experience. If Ojukwu was the head of state, he probably would not have done a good job. Ojukwu is good in rallying people around, but he was not a good manager.
Okay. Mohammed, go ahead. Because we have to change the topic a little bit. Yeah, go ahead, Mohammed.
Because first and foremost, I am saying someone like Omoyele Showore. I am not saying specifically it has to be him. I have listened to several of his videos. Several. When I mean several, I'm talking about tens of videos online. And I've listened to the so-called people with experience. Apart from Peter Obi, for me, I don't see anybody close to him. So I want to really ask this question to, sorry, I don't really get his name, the last speaker. I don't really get his name.
Professor
Joseph.
I get this question too on the street here in Nigeria when they say experience. What do you actually mean by experience? Can you put Omoyele Showore and Buhari on the scale? If Buhari can even think of running Nigeria, why will he even be running down Showore? Because for me, I feel they are running him down. Because a Buhari that cannot even do a live broadcast. You cannot put a camera before him now and say, address this country. All the speech we have been seeing has been recorded speech. That's the president of the country.
To govern is beyond.
Let me finish. Nobody has said this man does not have experience. And you are seeing somebody who is. What do you even need to run a country? We saw when Obama came to power in 2008. What did he do? He was only the power of tongue was able to change the world. Only the power of tongue. You need somebody who can stand on the podium and give hope to people.
Or even Mandela. To run a country. Even Mandela, but let Prof tell us that experience.
What did Obama do? What did Obama do different in the 8 years, other than talking to people and giving hope? And surround himself.
I live here in the States. He was not successful.
Other than surround himself with the best of the best in the world.
Obama was not successful.
You have a man who cannot express himself. He cannot express himself. And you have the Tinubu who is already shaking. You saw his video, cannot even compose himself. And yet, nobody's talking about
we are waiting to hear Prof. I'm interested in that experience.
I'm sorry, Mohammed, if I hit the nerves right there.
Who is vibrant, who is intelligent.
Allow me to answer your question. Allow me to. Don't get angry. Don't get angry. having a good conversation here. You need somebody who has executive experience. The better in a country like Nigeria, where you had a presidential system and we have other states, you need somebody from the governor's cadre who has an executive experience to run the country. I'm not saying that they are the best. I can walk in. I am a professor of accounting. I can walk in and surround myself with good people, skilled people. The problem I had with Buhari, and I wrote a lot about him before he became the president. He was old. Not, I don't want to knock old because I am at that age as well. But he just did not have it and still does not have it. I wrote that he just, if you put a paper in front of him, he probably would not understand what that paper is about. So what you saw and what you have seen in Buhari is that he is an ethnic human being. He cares about his ethnic area because he cannot run Nigeria. He has had experience as a military man and command and control. That's all he understands. So somebody who has the executive experience that can put people together. I still say it, and all of you can get mad if you want. This gentle young man that you are referring to is a social gadfly. Let him stay where he is and rise their consciences and get people to get mad. He is good at that. I don't think he's good at running the country.
Totally agree with you.
All right. So let's shift a little bit. Let's look at what's going on in Anambra State. It's an example.
I wish you let me make one last, I wish you let me make one last statement before we move away.
All right. Go ahead.
Prof, you see, when you talk about experience, okay, experience, just like in every other field of endeavor,
sure.
When you come into, this is me, and you could correct me, okay?
Sure.
Like every other professional, I'm an architect by training. When you are presented with a problem, you don't already have to be in that problem, but it is your ability to collect every data about that problem and analyze it and use established data about that problem. Oh, sorry. I'm hearing myself again.
Sorry, someone.
Use established. Oh, sorry. Someone.
Okay, let me remove him. It's the new person I put in. Okay, go ahead.
All right. So when you have sat down and analyzed a problem, then you are able to offer the solution. I think it is almost absurd to look at someone like Omoyele Showore, who has, from his days of Students' Union, engaged the leadership of the day, not just engaging them, followed them to their businesses, done extensive investigative journalism to unravel mysteries surrounding what these people were doing, to go and exhume records about them, to investigate and find out their hidden riches. He has experience about what they've been doing, how they have not, he's been writing about them. Now, somebody who has been with these people, seen them do, he has seen the good, the bad, and the ugly, being in close proximity to them. It is very absurd for you to come and say that he does not have that kind of experience. And one last person I'm going to ask you, if you're talking about executive capability and managerial capability, would you look at somebody like Zuckerberg and say that what he has done with Facebook is not good? And if you say yes, then you will look at Omoyele Showore and what he did with Sahara reporters just with his laptop, and you will say that was not good management. That's just what I want to leave. I want to leave that there.
All right, let's not make it between Joseph and the rest of you, but let's leave it alone.
All right.
I'm sorry. All you are with me, brother. So I have a backing.
Okay, let's move a little bit to other stories.
Okay.
Sorry, Ovie, you can talk about it when I come to you. In another theater of activities or absurd theater in Anambra State. So we saw what happened last week. One of them is that Obiano, it's been revealed that Obiano left only 300 million naira in the account, and the state is owing over 109 billion. 300 million. I will play a video because most people, when they talk about Obiano, they talk about Obiano as someone who builds the airports in Anambra State. So let me play a video of Obiano talking about this airport.
I have just 30 seconds to respond to this.
The airport in question, Anambra is not putting a kobo, not one kobo. Secondly, it is being, three partners are in the business. Sino-King of China, the Orient Petrol Resources Limited, Anambra State government. And we have 12, listen, my friend. We have 10%, we have 12% in the equity, you know, and it's not only that they're investing in the airport.
All right. So that is Obiano talking in a debate that Anambra State is not putting a kobo in this airport. So what did he do with the money he borrowed? Not to talk about the security board. I don't know if anybody here is from Anambra said no, but I think this is an important conversation to have. If you guys want to take on it, good. If you don't want to, there's another part of this that I want to discuss going on in Anambra State. So on Monday, the governor has insisted. There's a memo that came out yesterday or 2 days ago that all civil servants must go to the offices on Monday. There's no more sit at home, which means he's putting the new governor in the same in conflict with elements in the Biafran movement. Chidi, I know you know this movement very well. They just said, "What are you doing here?" That you should be talking about Biafra instead of talking about Nigeria. Chidi, what's going to happen in Anambra State on Monday, and what do you think about Obiano and all these things we are finding out?
Oh, hey, Biafra. Oh, hell,
you are disappointing them by being here, Chidi. So you know.
You see, that's the problem that some people have with me. Me, I am a hardcore, unapologetic Igbo man, just like I believe in the Biafran struggle. But you see, I am also somebody who is a realist. If it was easy to have our way with referendum and the things that we want, we would have had it a long time ago. So when people see me with Omoyele Showore shouting revolution now, they get confused. But if we had had a revolution by now, Nnamdi Kanu will not be where he is, because we would have been in control. So, and let me now focus on your question about what's happening in Anambra. Yes. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has a structure that he established, and that structure is the DOS. Now, with the situation he finds himself, he has not dissolved that structure, and he is still relating with that structure. So when that structure now says that, hey, this Monday sit at home that we started, we have pulled out of it. It has served its usefulness. But what we ask you to do is to listen to us, and whenever we call for sit at home, which for now is any day that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is going to be in court, that's the day we are going to use sit at home as a form of protest. That's the one they approve. Now, you cannot love Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, but you don't agree with what his lawyers say, because his lawyers, he speaks through his lawyers. His lawyers have said, yes, they adopt that not sitting down on Mondays. His structure, which is DOS, says the same thing. So you cannot love him and be going against that. So if the governor is saying, hey, sit at home on Monday is no longer allowed, in our state. And IPOB is saying that, yes, that's where we stand. Then any other person, of course, people have a free will. You can try to understand. Anybody can sit at home. It's their business. But don't come and say that it is IPOB that is officially doing it. So anybody that is doing it should be ready for the responsibility. You know that there are so many wannabes. There are so many independent actors now. People that are kidnapping. They will go and kidnap people, tie IPOB, tie ESN something, say, hey, oh, hey, Biafra. But they are just using that as a front to commit crime. And the next thing you will see is that it is IPOB, it is ESN. So that is how I see it. It is a welcome development. It is a welcome development.
All right. Thank you so much. Let me come to you, Onyacha. I'm sure you are watching what's going on. I don't know what's happening in your state, the issue, how it's being handled. But what do you think will happen between the governor and some elements in Biafran movement that are insisting that this must continue? Actually, some people are sending their comments here saying that we must continue to sit at home, that nothing can stop it. Go ahead.
I don't know. The whole thing is counterproductive. You want to help a group of people, and then you have instilled and put fear into their life. And it's easy to say we don't ascribe to that anymore. But over the years, I've forgotten when this started. You have put fear into village people who don't have any defense, who don't have any security that will protect them. So that is why the thing is the way it is. It is a counterproductive thing. Nnamdi Kanu is not a god that people have to respect him every time he goes to court. He is not a god. He's just a human being who also has made mistakes. If he knew what he was doing, he would not be in jail right now. He would not have left London to go to Kenya. He will be enjoying. So I don't know why people, I fought in the Civil War, by the way. So this thing is very dear to me. I don't know why people should stop what they are doing because somebody is going to court. Let it go to court, and because of politics, I think eventually he will get himself out of it. But to have our people, I'm an Igbo man also, very unapologetic, very strong. Stronger than anybody that I know, but to have a policy where people are suffering, our people depend on trade. Our people depend on going to the market. Our people depend on buying and selling things. But to say that because of this young man, if he sneezes, all of you should sit at home. If he goes to the toilet, all of you should sit at home. I think it is counterproductive.
Okay, I would like to go to Ola Kunle to join us in the conversation when he's back. Okay, but along the way, Chidi, don't go yet because I want you to address this question someone raised. He said, I'm not against anyone, but Simon Ekpa and friends are destroying Igbo land. I want to know your opinion of Simon and his position on this. But we'll just hold on, Chidi. I'll go to Ola Kunle. He's been waiting for us. Welcome to the show. Tell us where you're joining us from and your comment on what we've been discussing. Kunle, can you hear us? Oh,
maybe it's muted.
Yeah, Kunle, I think your line is muted. All right. Okay. We'll come back to you later. Chidi.
Yes, my brother.
Did you hear my question? It's from somebody. What's the name?
Yeah.
Okay,
he says, I'm not against anyone, but Simon Ekpa and his friends destroying Igbo land. See,
who is Simon Ekpa, please? Can somebody introduce me to him?
Yeah, Prof, I will try my best. Simon Ekpa, I've tried to restrain myself from things like this because I also see it as counterproductive. In the struggle for Biafra, we have so many players and so many actors. And in a freedom struggle like this, it has so many moving parts, okay?
Sure.
And people do a lot of things, just like in warfare, that are not conventional, okay? But it's all geared because your enemy is also adopting so many methods that are really affecting you if somebody decides to disobey the law and do things unlawfully, sometimes you have to take some measures to counter what they're doing. So Simon Ekpa appeared on the scene and was very, very productive in pushing the Biafra agenda. But I can tell you categorically, I try to reach out to Simon, privately until the point where he blocked me. And then he chose the path that he decided to choose, which for me is very, very unfortunate, very, very unfortunate. He's gone around, he makes videos about me, he disses me. I didn't want to engage in two of us throwing banters, because at the end of the day, it's the enemy that is laughing at us and enjoying those kind of things. So I don't like playing those games online. But I would just say clearly here that the path Simon Ekpa has chosen is utterances, the orders that he dishes, about on social media, because of the social media followership is different too. So, but you cannot. Simon Ekpa does not have the backing of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He does not have the backing of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer. He does not have the backing of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's family. And yet you are there dishing out orders. What you're doing is costing people's lives. People are dying, and he will be responsible down the road for his actions. We are all going to be responsible for all our actions. Igbo people, watch also a go mile. At the end of the day, we shall see whether the end will justify the means. That's all I can say for now.
There is a question, Rudolph. Somebody said, are we talking about Nigeria or Biafra? So can you dial it back a little bit?
Of course. No, we're not dialing anything back. This is part of our conversation. There are
it was part of the thing he said.
Yeah, we're having, we talked about Nigeria. We are talking about what will happen on Monday in Anambra State, because there will be a conflict, obviously.
Yeah, yes, definitely.
It has an impact on people across the country, So
let me tell you what will happen on Monday. Let me be specific.
Okay,
sorry.
Go ahead.
On Monday, what you see on Monday, like in the past, is this. Igbo, when the sit at home was started, okay, a lot of people who wanted to derail the mission of IPOB and the Biafran struggle, they went and they did a lot of things. Remember when they went and attacked the truck that had onions, and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, no, this is not what we are for. He said they should bring that person's detail, and IPOB will pay for that whole onions that was destroyed. Some people went to a bank and they destroyed that bank. They tried to steal. He says, no, it is not us. We are not like that. Some people try to enforce the thing. He said, no, this is not what we're all about. Now, what has happened is when IPOB as an organization said, it is not us. We are no longer doing it. People still continued to do that sit at home, because that is an expression of their dissatisfaction with what is going on in the country.
No. People were afraid.
Let me have my time. Let me have my time. Let me have my time, bro.
I'll come.
Am I protected?
I'll come to you.
Rudolph, can I have my time?
I lost control. I'll come to you. I know.
Okay, thank you, Rudolph.
Chidi has had the floor. Let allow others to talk.
I wish you didn't let me round up. If you let me round up, then you can talk.
We know where you are going. That's enough, Rudolph. That's really enough.
So the people, Prof, by the way you have spoken, I'm closer to action than you. You don't even know Simon Ekpa. You don't know a lot of things. So maybe when people like us talk, you should learn concerning this. With due respect.
You go. You're making it personal now. You don't even know.
No. But every time you spoke, Prof, you've asked. You don't know. You say you don't know this. You don't know this. So you don't know. So I'm offering you information. No, Prof, there are areas that you are a prof in, but when it comes to this Biafra agitation and what's happening in Nigeria, I'm a prof. honestly. You need to learn from me.
All right,
So,
Simon, round up, round up.
so let me round up, Prof. Let me round up, Prof.
You are being presumptuous, really. You are being
No,
presumptuous. Okay?
it's based on what you said, Prof. For everything we've said,
No,
you said you
but
don't
you
know.
have not addressed.
You didn't know Showore. You say you didn't know Showore. You didn't know Showore. You don't know.
Allow me to address him because he
No, you
has
will let me land. Prof, you will
No,
let me
you are
land.
not
That's why you
landing.
people say we
You are
don't respect
landing in
elders.
Anambra
Prof,
Airport.
if you don't
landing
let
in
me land,
Anambra Airport.
Prof, if you don't let me finish, I will not let you finish. You have to
No,
let
but
me
you're
finish.
dragging it too much. We don't have all the
No,
time in
because
the
you
world.
keep
You're dragging it too
interjecting.
much.
You keep
Okay.
interjecting.
I said anything.
All right.
You keep interjecting.
Let me take.
I will round up in 1 minute. Exactly 1 minute.
No,
So
Rudolph, no.
in
No,
1
if you
minute,
want this to continue,
what I was saying is this, that when IPOB started, the people, IPOB said, we are no longer doing sit at home. So other people continued to do sit at home. And IPOB officially said no. So every action that is going on there, you cannot hold them responsible. Now, on Monday, when they go out there to do sit at home, it will not be IPOB that is enforcing anything. Anybody that goes out there, if police arrest you, you will answer for yourself. IPOB will not be contacted. That is what will happen on Monday. Thank you, Prof. You have the floor.
All right, Chidi, thank you. Onyacha, Professor Onyacha, go ahead. I wanted to go back to the issue. No, there's a point you made.
I would rather the young man below you. I would rather he talk because she and I have said a lot. The only point I'm making about
I don't think Ovie has no opinion. He told me that. But
no, he does. The only point I'm making. Allow me to make that point.
There's a point you're making, which is that there's a faction of people, a group of people who are just afraid to come out. That's a point.
A lot of people are afraid to do business
at home because they are supporting what's going on. People are afraid.
Exactly. A good percentage of the population. These village women, these traders, who don't have any defense. Fear has become a part of their life, right? Whether it's legitimate by Nnamdi Kanu or not legitimate, but the policy itself has caused our people to be afraid, whether Nnamdi Kanu had declared it or not. So people are afraid to come out on Mondays to do business. So I don't know how that is going to be changed. And that is really where the security people, and that's what she was speaking of as he was rounding up. The security people, if they are honest, then they should play a role to restore normalcy to our people. Our people are not normal. Our people are traders. Remember I told you I'm an Igbo man? I am an Igbo man to the core. Our people are traders. That's how they live. So when you take that away from them, no matter what they cause, you are fighting. It becomes muted. That's the only point I want to make.
All right, thank you, Ovie. Your last word on this. I'm going to bring in new people who are interested in joining the conversation so that they will have an opportunity to tell us who they want to vote for. Should there be election today and all those things we've been talking about? Okay, Ovie, go ahead.
I think on Professor Soludo's side, I see a man who is working for his political future already. Is actually yielding to the national level. And I think that is a good in terms of trying to stop the sit-at-home, because at this point it's becoming more of a liability to even them than to the. So Soludo taking that stand, I totally understand what he's trying to bring in, trying to centralize the whole thing and have a very clean and swift running of his administration, and that's a good idea. I supported the sit-at-home and when he first started, but at the same time I made a comment that this cannot continue like this. They should find a way to turn it to a political union. That is the only way it will be beneficial to everyone. If you turn it to a political union, you have a say. If IPOB actually I won't say if they mean business, if they actually want to achieve success in the shortest of time, they have to find a way to dominate that area politically. This is 2022. It's no longer in fact, federal government have the monopoly of violence. You can't try. You can never succeed if you want to approach the federal government like that. How do you now throw these people who are solidly behind you, a political movement, not a political party, whereby they will dominate every scene, every nook and cranny of that region? Then you have it. Then the center, the international community will listen to you. But going by that route, it's not working. So yes, I cannot support Professor Soludo for what he's doing. Bring sanity into that place so that they can move as a society. That's where I actually support what Prof is saying. At this point, it's counterproductive. People are scared of their life. People want to live normal like every other part of the country. You have set that part of the country back economically for only God knows how many years. So at this point, you have to sit down and review what is the way forward. Turn it to a movement that will make a statement politically. So yes, I support. And in terms of who am I going to vote for?
Yeah,
people who are there making noise now, none of them, I believe none of them is going to be president. None. But
vote for me, brother. Vote for me.
30 seconds to respond to this.
If the election is today, I'll vote for Rochas Okrocha for obvious reason. That man.
Oh my God! Oh my goodness!
No. I'm not the people. Let me finish. But let's be realistic. Among the people who are contesting right now, that is the only man that can go all this is geopolitical zone, and he will have his name and something that he has put in place. That is a politician who wants to win. Even though we know that it's practically impossible, it is not. But among those people who have actually said, yes, I want to become president, I give it to him.
Hey, God.
All right.
So because I believe that the president is going to come from the north. And I have a candidate for that. I know my candidate that is going to become the next president is Buba Morwa, even though he hasn't signaled interest yet. But that is the man.
Say the name again. Say the name again.
Buba Morwa, the current NDLA boss, the former military governor of Lagos State.
Wow. Oh yeah. I know the person.
He has not signaled interest yet.
Yeah.
But among those who have put interest, I think Rochas Okrocha has done the groundwork even before now than every other person that is out there.
All right. Onyacha, say one thing. Let me announce first that there are a lot of people who are trying to join us. Please turn on your camera if you want to join. I can let you in if your camera is not on. And there are people who are waiting. I'll have to let the people that have been on for the past hour to gradually disappear, and then so that new people.
Oh my goodness.
Onyacha, one last word from you. I thank you guys. You guys have been wonderful. But one last word so that we can get other people.
One last word regarding what? Regarding Anambra, regarding
everything.
Nigeria?
Anambra, everything. I talked about the money that Obiano left, and nobody seemed to care.
Well, Obiano is not different from any of the governors who have run any of the states or the current governor. That stupid constitution, and that's what I call it, is a constitution that was. That's what I call it. Is a constitution that was.
Yeah. If you are going to join us, please mute yourself. We don't want you to. Onyacha, go ahead.
Right. It's a constitution that was hurriedly put together by the military guys, and it's just a badly sewn piece of fabric, and it is not a good constitution. But one of the things, one of my knocks about that constitution is that it gives the governors the unbridled power to do what they are doing. And I don't know why they put the security vote into the constitution. It doesn't make any sense. Where they cannot account for it. So that's where most of their corruption comes from openly. I don't know how much they get monthly. I've forgotten. I think I used to know, but I don't remember anymore how much they get currently. So for somebody, and Ovi, I thought you were on my side until you mentioned Rochas.
No. Wait. There's a comment here that says I was enjoying Ovi's talk. So he mentioned Rochas. Is he saying this?
Right. I thought you were on my side.
Ovi, you fell my hand. How did they
I don't know if you know Rochas. Like all of them, Rochas is one of the most corrupt human beings ever.
All right. Onyacha, thank you very much.
Thank you,
really appreciate your time.
All right.
Thank you. All right, Chidi, round up. Let's get new people.
Yes, so my brother, once more, I want to thank you for what you do. You see how everywhere became dark because my system is not happy that I moved from my bed. So it's bad that Nigeria problem is good to talk about from. So you see, thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure. I want to thank you for doing what you do. When it comes to Nigeria's problem, it's depressing, it's frustrating, but we have to keep doing what we're doing because even though we are outside the country, we have families there, we have reasonable people. So for the sake of those people, we have to keep doing what we're doing. There is no hope for the system that we have in Nigeria right now. So I'm all for when we can change that whole system, start afresh, and give people an opportunity to decide how they want to live. And by extension, if they want to be Biafra, if they want to be Oduduwa, whatever they want to be. But to do that, we have to change the system. And that's why we keep supporting anybody who's trying to change the system. For Obiano and the money that was left and the money that was not left, Soludo was a CBN governor. He came into that place seeing all the problems. He has done his investigation. He has links to central bank, so he knew. So I don't think he should dwell on that, or else he'll begin to sound like Buhari. He should just get on there and do the job. That's why we voted him as a governor. And then coming lastly to, what was that again? The sit at home. I already made my comment about the sit at home. Let nobody, people should shine their eye well. People of Biafra, and then stop letting people deceive you. Go and play Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's old tapes, and you will understand where he stands. On that note, I will want to take my leave.
So much. Thank you.
Thanks
we appreciate it, Chidi. Thank you. All right. One last person, so we can get new people. There are a lot of people who are trying to join us. Ovie, answer your question about Rochas. How did you end up with Rochas, Ovie?
Well, since you are saying as of today, for those who are
saying as of today, yeah.
No, because let's when it comes when the jungle mature, right? We're not talking about it. Just like the guy who said that Showore does not have the ground men on ground. This man has been touring the country, not just touring the country. He has been planting one project, said a charity on the other in every nook and cranny of Nigeria. And that if the job will mature, that is what he's going to campaign on. And everybody, the people in Meduguri will resonate with him. Those in Katsina will hear him. Those in Enugu will hear him. Those in Edo will hear him. That is the man at this point. But I know it's kind of hard based on the region he's coming from and the politics at play. But if we actually want to, if I say I should campaign among them, it's easier to sell to Rochas than any other person out there. We're talking about corruption. Among all the people out there who is not corrupt, who has not, apart from Showore, who we haven't tested that aspect of him publicly. But all of them are a bunch of thieves. That's how they made their name.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you, Ovie. Let's go to new people that we have and welcome them. Somebody's driving. I don't know if it's a safe thing to drive while you are live on our show. Okay, so let's welcome Onyedieke. How are you? Am I pronouncing it well? Turn on your audio. Yeah, go ahead.
You're pronouncing it right, so it's actually Onyedieke.
Onyedieke, okay. How are you? Welcome.
Okay. How are you? Welcome.
I'm fine.
Can you turn off?
I'm talking from Nigeria.
Can you turn off
your audio? We're having an echo.
Audio. You're having an echo. Yeah, it's an echo.
You can watch this later.
Can you hear me now?
You can watch this later. You don't have.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Wow.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. It's actually Onyedieke. I'm live from Niger State, Mina in particular.
Okay. Niger State.
What's going
on?
What's going on there?
Are you watching what's happening in Abuja?
Are you watching what's happening in Abuja?
Yeah, I'm following it live and I'm watching it. Yeah. Mina is hot. It's quite all right. It's very close to Abuja and we are feeling the heat from Abuja.
So
Hello?
yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
We're still getting a
We're still getting a feed from there.
Can you hear me? Maybe it's network.
Okay, who
Hello?
will you vote for if the election were to be today?
If the election were to be today?
Well, there's a new candidate is coming up that people don't talk muchly about, and that person is a person of Pius Anyi. He has been a Senate president and is believed in one tenure. I believe it's the kind of person that Nigeria needs at this critical time, or the time now is very critical. We need people that can do what they say they want to do, not people that will come and make noise and say so many things.
What did Anyim do?
Kind of person.
What did Anyim do? Why he was
secretary to the federal government? What did he do that was outstanding?
Well, he stabilized the Senate, because before he came, there was a lot of instability in the Senate House. Chibu Akadbo was impeached, and luckily he was chosen. And he only served a term because he believed in governmental officials, like elected officials, should serve only a term and go. That's what he did. He served a term and he left the Senate peacefully without anybody questioning his character, his ability, what he wants to do. I believe that's the kind of person that we need. Person that will just come and stabilize the country for now and leave it for other people to build on. Showore can come up. He has a lot of time to be the president of Nigeria. It's not something that you should rush into. You should take his time, get the people that will come with him into the presidency, because an opposition leader is also a president in quotes. If Showore was to be the president of Nigeria today, I'm very sure that he doesn't even have a person that we name as his SGI. That shouldn't be what we should be looking at for now. We should look at people that have people that have the mind, the heart to do what they're supposed to do. And Nigeria needs stability right now. Nigeria needs to be stable at first.
Hold on. Let me go to Samuel. He's driving. I want to hear from him before. Samuel, how are you? Turn on your audio, Samuel.
Also, good afternoon.
Yeah, hi.
I won't say much because we're just driving right now, but no problem, sir. I have a lot to say, but the most one thing I want to ask was, before Obiano went in there, how much was left for him? How much debt was Anambra owing before he went in? Now that he's leaving, how much? I had his 190 according to what he said, but how much was the debt when he took over the very first time? That's the question I want someone to tell me.
Very good. Actually, we have a video of that where P2B said that Anambra had no debt, money. They are not. Anambra is not owing. Let me play the video for those who are watching. We have P2B saying that. Let's watch.
Okay.
The most financially stable state in this country. If you don't know, the day I left government, 17th of March, 2014, I had in Access Bank, a bank in Nigeria, $50 million. I repeat, $50 million and about 7 billion naira. It's a bank in Nigeria. I'm sure Access Bank people are here. You can go and verify. I have in Fidelity Bank, a bank in Nigeria, $55 million, $55 million and over 10 billion naira. I had in Diamond Bank, a bank in Nigeria, $50 million. What I had the day I left was $155.4 million. By yesterday, in terms of the yield, because we called it future generation money and was supposed to terminate at 2050. By yesterday, it was worth $185 million. If you multiply today, that is about 500. Because when you hear that Peter Obi left 75 billion, if anybody doubts it, call me. I know where the money is. I kept it. And on that day, and I said, on that day that I left, as of December 2013, I did not owe any teacher, anybody at the local government level, gratuity. As at the day I left, anybody in the civil service was not being owed gratuity or pension or salary, and no contractor had a certificate that is pending. I was one that bought the highest number of vehicles as a governor from PAN. It's there, they gave me a certificate. From Kaduna, I started Innocence Factory. When Innocence came to Anambra State, I laid the foundation.
All right. So, Samuel, you had that.
Yeah, my concern is that how much debt was Anambra, like how much debt Anambra owing? That's my concern.
He said he wasn't owing anybody.
Are you serious? It wasn't owing. Now we're owing
9 billion.
Sorry, I'm from Imo State. I'm from Olo, but everything's just my country. Yes, I'm in Canada here. Yes, I agree in Toronto, but I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say, sir. It's mind-boggling. I can't get it, sir. It's just I don't know.
So, say you are from Imo State. How is the governor doing? Are you following?
I don't even want to go there. Matter of fact, I'm supposed to go to. I'm going to Nigeria on April 15. I'm supposed to visit my village, but based on what's happening, I don't think I'll be going to Olo because I'm from Ihoma, Olo. I don't think I'm going to. Can I stop in Lagos and Ogun State and Abuja for my program, and that's it. I can't go. It's a terrible. My mom.
Why can't you go?
Just the insecurity, the way things are going there. Right now, my mom is in Lagos with my sister. I have to leave alone. I live in Ihoma, to come to Lagos. Just sometimes people just the way people are dying. You don't even know who is iPod, who is a Bubago, who is Army, who is. We don't even know what. Everything just happened. I don't know. Based on the report I hear and what I see in WhatsApp, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. I don't know.
Now, do you follow these stories across Nigeria in terms of the politics? People who are running for president, because there's an election next year. Are you interested? And what are your?
Well, the simple thing is this. I know my country. Once we see Ghana must go flow of dollar, we change. We sell ourselves. We sell our soul. That's one thing. But what I don't like is that we did all these NSAS, all those will get bullied, and CNN trying to highlight it, and now everybody's cold because a lot of us have been paid off. Now, my concern is that having our brother Tinubu to come to be a president of Nigeria, it just doesn't add up, and it disappoints me when you see people who supposed to know better, like all these retired footballers who supposed to know better. They are supporting what they know that is not right because they've been bribed. All the celebrities, some of them now, it's just not encouraging. It is not right. I won't say I'm disappointed in them, but the point that they just keep on selling the nation, selling our future. It's easy to criticize, but looking at people like that, Okosha, JJ, doing all of them doing all those things they are doing, it is not right. I'm not against Tinubu. I love every human being. Get me right, but we cannot move forward in this day of 2022. We should know better. We should have people better to serve us. I know it's tough. It's stepping and they kill you. I know that. So is struggling. I know all these things, but we cannot be. We can't sell our soul. I don't know how many $1 million they gave these guys to come out and do this thing, but it's disappointing. We know what is right. I just stop at there.
All right, thank you so much, Samuel. Thank you for joining us. I have my friend here, Raphael Harry. Welcome to the show. Let me unmute you, and we've been having a wonderful conversation. We started with what's happening in Abuja at this moment, which is the convention of APC. is going on. We don't know. From what we're seeing outside, it doesn't look good. We don't know what's going on inside, but it will determine so many things about where the country is going. So, what's your take? Tell me what's your take and what's going on in the country.
Oh, first of all, how you doing, Doctor? I just joined in, so I missed a lot of the goodies.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm surprised that they finally got the APC
convention
the
going.
Convention going, because every time I hear about it, is cut injunction, and this one postponed. I was like, it's like it's sitting down in Nigerian court. You know, it's always my lord, ask for adjournment. So yeah, I don't know what will come out from the APC. I know the fight, whatever comes out from the APC convention today will not be the last of whoever comes out today will not be the last of it, because the fight is going to continue. And you know, we don't have the habit of, especially with the big two parties, we don't have the habit of, this is who won, everybody accepts, and then we march towards the goal. It's always, no, Nami win. I march to court. I fight, and then you fight. And even after election, you know how Rotimi Amechi became governor. His cousin had been sworn in, and then after like 1 year, the guy, you get out, you become governor now. And then how many people have become governors like that? And only president that we haven't seen that happen, where they sack the president and then a new president is brought in. So yeah, they're still going to be fighting up till the day of election over who should be the candidate.
So we have people who have already declared interest in being president. If you were to vote today, who would you vote for?
Oh, this question is tougher than all the jam that did not pass and all the WAEC that barely passed. You know what? I think it's easier for me to answer what I will do with the millions of dollars that I don't have than to answer this question. But let me see. Well, it's if we go by deduction of who thief pass or who's the worst, I don't know, man. But for me, I would personally like, I'm an Ijaw man, but it does not matter to me. But I would personally prefer a president from the East. But not just any Igbo man. I'm not that type, or any Igbo woman. But I know right now, the way Nigeria is, for a woman to ascend to presidency, Hillary Clinton has a better chance of becoming president in America than any woman becoming Nigeria's president. Because for me, I believe if women were ruling Nigeria, we'll be in a much better place.
So let me ask you. Let me mention names. Bola Tinubu. What's wrong with him being president?
How can you just tell me how old he is? If you can answer that question, and I'll vote for him. I'll support him. I'll be on New York streets saying Bola Tinubu for president. But I just need to know, how old is he? Who are your classmates?
All right. Forget about him. What about Yemi Osinbajo, the vice president?
Pastor, professor, what again? That jollof rice eater in primary schools? No.
All right, let's move on. Peter Obi, what do you think about him?
I like Peter Obi, to be honest. He's someone who, I may not agree with him when he talks about Nigeria should be China, but I like a lot of he's one person who a few times he's offered some solution which does not sound like the copy and paste system that every other person seems to be like, oh, just be like America. We'll just be like America is over 200 years old. But we'll just, he has something which I kind of say, okay, this man, you know where he stands. I may not agree with him, but you know where he stands. I'll take that. So yes, I'll take him.
Abubakar Atiku. Abubakar.
Brother man. That man has made money from customs. He made money as vice president, head of the privatization of Nigeria. What do you still want now? Oga, you were Buhari's son's godfather on his wedding. Go sit down, be retire. It's enough. Go. They still want to be president. No.
Someone mentioned on the show today, Rocha Sokorocha.
Okay. That guy, him and Atiku and Bola Tinubu, they are in the same category. It's too much show.
So you have categories. You have categories. Where did you put Ojus Okalo?
Oh, back in the days when I didn't know anything, when I thought, the time I wrote off Ojus Okalo was on my first trip to Aba in 2003. I drove from Port Harcourt to Aba, coming from Aba Road. Once you drive into Aba, you just see all the trash on both sides, and I was like, this man that was saying he got Eimba back-to-back Champions League. So all the teams come to play Eimba. We're seeing all this trash, dirty, the whole into Aba. I was like, how is this healthy? And you want to be president of Nigeria, so the whole country will be dirty like this too? Come on, man. Come on.
All right. Let's move on to the governor of Sokoto State, Tambuwa.
This one's going to be hard, no, because if you're one of the ways you came to office was you guarantee Sharia. I'm sorry, you can't.
No, he wasn't the one that guaranteed.
I know, but he has to emphasize. He has to keep the Sharia in place, keep some people happy who love the Sharia. So yeah, because Sokoto should be peaceful, and they have a lot of nonsense going on there too. So yeah, now, we can't let you near national office.
Okay, now what about Omoyele Showore?
Showore had a great campaign, which I've never seen any Nigerian candidate do, which he visited almost all the local governments, showed me even places that I didn't know existed in Nigeria. So for a man like that, yes, I would like him to be near the office, which would be against my idea of somebody from the East being a candidate. So I'm willing to vote for Showore if I could go back and vote. However, my only problem with Showore is he does not have a national platform, his political movement, his party. And if you get to be president, you'll be impeached. That's my only worry, because you need to have the National Assembly with your president. If you don't have that, how are you going to rule?
Oh, if he should be president, immediately he's sworn in, all the members of the Senate and House of Rep will switch parties to his party. That's what happened.
I'm hoping that can happen.
That's what happens,
Or he goes Tunisia's route. As soon as you enter as president, you do what Tunisia's president did, just suspend the National Assembly and declare martial law.
Now, there's someone that is not mentioned, wasn't mentioned at all today. Mogalo, Kingsley. What do you think about him?
Mogalo is an interesting guy. I followed his campaign. I was impressed with him too, because he was another guy who he wasn't just making speech for the sake of. He had ideas which you could throw questions at him. He makes himself available to the public, which means you are willing to take insults, because once you make yourself available, people will attack you. However, I'm just not. I just don't know which side he's really on. But if the option is Mogalo, I'll take Mogalo over. If I'm left
over who?
Oh, I think
and Peter Obi. Who will you take?
Oh, that's a tough one. Mogalo or Peter Obi. I think because Mogalo hasn't held public office, I might be thinking of. Well, he was at CBN, so he has held public office. I'm wrong. Excuse me on that. But Peter Obi is one of the few governors that EFCC is not chasing up and down. They can't blackmail him with EFCC so far. So I think Peter Obi first, Mogalo second.
Okay, Peter Obi versus Omoyele Showore. Who will you take?
That's tough, man. I really want somebody from the East, so I would have loved to go with Peter Obi. But at the same time, I want somebody who's bringing revolutionary ideas. Like not all this. Since I was in primary school, everybody is like, if you vote for me, I give free primary education, free I build roads. The same. Every other person is saying that. So I feel like, someone coming to talk about cannabis should be legal, and it's not because people want to smoke it. You can make clothes from cannabis. He's talking about industries, and it's changing. So I will go with. I think pick Showore over Obi for my fantasy, but in reality, I'll go to Obi over Showore.
Okay, there's a question here for you. I beg, ask the speaker about Buba Marwa. I believe
Hell
he's
no.
the next.
Hell no.
Why?
Buba, he's the current NDLEA chairman.
Yeah,
that man is as backward as the 80s. He a few months ago he was saying only criminals smoke weed. That so he's still looking for people to lock up, but I know he's not locking up any rich man's child in Nigeria. He's only locking up poor people.
But he brought down Abba Kyari for us. Is that not good enough?
If Abba Kyari was doing the writing of including Buba Marwa in the record in the fashion business, if he was sewing clothes for Agbada for Buba Marwa come after him. He won't come after him. He didn't include him. I have family that have worked for immigration and customs and all these people. You have to go and buy something with rice and ram for guy every Christmas and Salah. Then he don't come after you. That's how it works.
So looking at the APC now, what do you think will happen in terms of the how they will choose their candidate and who they will choose?
Oh,
Amechi, your friend. Amechi.
My friend, yes.
Amechi just said yesterday that he has no interest in being president.
Yeah,
and
right.
we know that your brother Goodluck Jonathan is waiting for them to anoint him and to be the next president. What do you think about that? If we are surprised by having Jonathan as a consensus candidate for APC or PDP even.
Woo! That will happen. I mean, if APC were really trying to throw a spanner into the whole political scenario, then you bring out a Goodluck Jonathan, you convince him to leave PDP and join APC, and be your party tickets. That will not nullify anything PDP is bringing up, because Goodluck Jonathan's popularity is high. It's high right now, so that would be tough to beat, because we've had a guy with his toothpick in his mouth for going to 8 years now. That guy, nobody wants to hear anything from that guy. But APC, the glue holding APC was never really a national party. They missed the opportunity to establish something, and I think it's about to break back into the two parties that merged together to make APC. So I think that's what this convention will lead to.
Now, let me ask you, as someone seriously observing what's going on, if Tinubu doesn't get the APC's ticket, what do you think is his option?
To take his Yoruba boys who are loyal to him out of the party, and he goes to run on his own. But I know Tinubu is a guy who believes he should win, so he will still be trying to get northern support, because he's banking on total North-Western alliance to get that ticket.
But do you think that APC has a pathway without the West of getting to the presidency?
If they can destabilize the East and South, but it's South, but it will be very. I don't think they have any chance in the South. Like, even with the former governor switching over and Akwa Ibom, that's currently APC, they still don't stand a chance with South. So it's Southeast that they have to destabilize, and APGA PDP alliance is there. So it's something that's going to be tough for APC to dismantle. They can use the state and all that, but it's going to be difficult. And you've been attacking IPOB members and all that. So people don't forget that kind of stuff. People see the treatment, the double standard with how you've treated groups in the North. So yeah.
Now, there's someone that we've not mentioned, Wike, Governor Wike of.
My man.
Yeah, your friend.
That guy. That one is
because he's actually a player in PDP's.
Yes,
he's a major player. So, what is your take on him emerging as a candidate?
Gone are the days when I used to think that people like that will not be allowed near the presidency or national office. But it is where we are today. And yeah, Governor Wike is well, I think he learned from his brother Rotimi. So that's who set the example for him to follow. And now he is either he'll try and get a ticket, or he must get something that will create a pathway for him to head to the presidency in the future if he doesn't get compensated with the ticket.
Yeah. Now there are permutations and obviously combinations going on. But the bigger issues that were not resolved now is rotational presidency, or zoning of the presidency, or the presidency even moving from the north to the south. How do you feel about that? That it didn't happen, or it hasn't happened. That we thought, generally people bought into the idea that after 8 years of presidency being in the hands of a northern president, that it should go to the south. Why do you think it wasn't resolved?
Because we have the game was only made to favor the right players. It was never meant to favor everybody. So that's why the first uproar when Goodluck Jonathan decided to run for office was unleashed, because they were like, no, you're breaking this gentleman rule. Like, that's every time he had that word come up in Nigerian politics, gentleman. Like, who exactly is the gentleman? When was this gentleman rule made? Who was in the room? Who did they include? They didn't include all of us. They didn't include all the regions. But who wasn't meant to calm down, to say, hey, wait for your turn? And yeah, so if that rule was really in place, then the likes of Atiku wouldn't be, and what's his name from Kogi State, who has all the big archbishops now praying for him.
Bello.
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 Yeah, Bello. They wouldn't be throwing their hats in the ring.
He had a lot of people supporting him in Imo State the other day, I think. Demonstrating.
I mean, there's nothing a little naira will not get you. I mean, even me, if I'm willing to throw some change now, people will come out and support me all of a sudden. It's not only that guy that was ahead of Dele Momodu in the polls.
Portable.
Portable. If I throw some change to my village people now, they will come out and say, Raf for president. Like, who's this one now? So little $1 bills, everybody. $1 will go far nowadays.
But we are joking, but the fate of 200 million people is at stake.
Yes. Yeah, because I have to laugh, because the situation is too sad, and that's the only way I can prevent myself from crying. So we have a good way of using laughter as therapy. It is part of my therapy, and that's the only way I stay sane. I mentioned the last time that my wife's from Germany, and just within how many years of introducing her to Nigerian politics, she'd be like, what is going on here? And I'll be like, you know what, madam, go see that. Just go watch something else. Go watch Chief Daddy. Go watch Chief Daddy. Something. Take your mind off. Don't worry yourself with this. Let some of us worry ourselves with it, because she should wonder, how do you find laughter in this? I'm saying, I'm not going. In 2004, my friend took me to Obima when Rotimi Amechi was still speaker in Rivers State, and we met Rotimi Amechi. He used to come to our street in Lekoya Estate, and my friend was from his village, told me that this man, his plan is to become president of Nigeria. But we used to laugh at him like, this guy is just speaker. But the guy was throwing money, but you could see some things he was doing then, and it started making sense when he became governor. We're like, hey, we could have put a stop to some of this. But we didn't take it serious, and also our political infrastructure is it's not really there. So that's why I resonate more with Peter Obi. He sounds like somebody who, or even Moghalu, and I think Moghalu has made a point about this, talking about our political infrastructure. A president who can put people who will strengthen whatever is there and start working towards the restructuring of the country, because that's still the strongest point that Showore has. Because if you're not going to restructure the country, me personally, I don't believe in one Nigeria. I don't. But if you're going to keep bringing in all this by chance, one chance boss presidents that we've been having, I think it's either we're going to break up peacefully or we're going to have the next Yugoslavia.
Okay, Raf, listen, let me play a video and then we'll come back. I want to get your take on this.
Okay.
This is a video.
It's serious. When I look on what is happening in our country, Nigeria, I shed tears. When I look at this ugly situation, I shed tears. Igbos, we need to come back. We need to unite. Let us stop fighting one another. Let me tell you, if Willie Obiano is from APC party, if he's an APC man, he wouldn't have been arrested. True or false? What is the offense of that young man that served Anambra with good heart of dedication? A man that built the airport and so many things. Let me tell you, I am being objective. Ndi Hausa na ndi Meriv Ayasu on one Anambra sin again if. Let them leave Willie Obiano alone. Let him go and rest. I want this message to touch you. Because of what? Do you know? I came across comments over Willie Obiano's harassment. And people were happy. People were joining the Fulanis to malign their own brother.
Let me stop it there. So, in looking at the Nigerian situation, sometimes what we notice is that people tend to ally themselves with their ethnic groups,
yes,
their religion, and this man is a pastor, and he said one of the things he said there is that he's been objective, and people. I wonder sometimes whether people are actually believing that they are being objective or that they say it's just to because the fact that if you were a governor and you finish your term and you want to leave immediately, the next day, the same day that you handed over to the next person, you want to take off from the country, it's not a good sign.
It's a red flag.
And if you did very well and you can account for your stewardship, if anybody says come and account for it, you go and account for it. You shouldn't be in a haste to leave but then immediately that happened, some people defaulted to that argument that, this is happening because he's not in APC, because he's from this part of the country.
Because he's an Igbo man.
And these are some of the reasons why some of the things we're seeing, even in choosing a candidate for presidency, a lot of people cannot separate themselves, cannot remove themselves where they come from. They cannot say objectively who, based on their pedigree, based on their performance when they were in office, who could be a better candidate that could maybe rescue this country.
Yeah, I agree with that assessment, because and that's also one reason why I say it's and it also speaks to the failure of APC in APC's leadership at the national level, because you set the tone. Since we use the presidential system, the president sets the tone for what people will go with. And when the president sets the tone of where people start thinking that, if I belong to your party, corruption is cool, that's a wrong message that you're sending out. Now, to the video that we just watched, yes, that is something that I've done in the past. I'm not gonna lie. I did that for my brother, Goodluck Jonathan. I defended him a lot. Sometimes I still do once in a while, because I still have my faults. But that also is part of the Nigerian problem, and it's why I find it hard to say I believe in one Nigeria, because we don't have infrastructures where people believe that this system treats people fair. People can find the loopholes and hide there and say, because I'm from the South, they come after me. But nobody is talking about, did he or she commit a crime? Did they break the law? What is the law? We've left all that one out. Oh, but because he's an Igbo man, he worked hard for 8 years, he built airport. But my friend, this is 2022. We are still celebrating that you built one airport. We should have, like, Anambra State can have 8 airports if it wants. Are we not a federal system? We should have, you can have as many airports. Why should you have one airport? What is that to celebrate? It's like when I see Nigerians posting online, hey, we have the first train from Abuja, from Lagos to Ibadan. Yeah, now we can, Ghana is nowhere to be found. And I'm like, why are we celebrating that? South Africa has had trains for years. That was not the end of the world. We now started using that to now start insulting people. So this just proof that we have not even recognized that our infrastructures are broken. We don't see the problems, and we don't see how it can be used against us until we feel the bite. And then we'll now say, oh, it's our brother. So our brother can be killing people. Our brother can be committing all manner of havoc. And when the law comes for them, which the law has the right to do, we'll now say, you shouldn't, because you did not go after Ganduji. So you shouldn't come after Ebiano. So no, but if he stole money, if he broke the law, then all of them should be treated the same. But just because one is being arrested now doesn't mean because APC has not been arrested yet, we should now say, oh, let everybody steal and go free, and then tomorrow we are crying about corruption. How can we be complaining about corruption if we are going to be saying set everybody free? Then who should go to court? The man who stole a bicycle and then is getting 30 years in prison? That's who should be going to prison. So those are questions we need to ask ourselves. And I ask when my neighbor brings up some questions sometimes, I ask him, like, what exactly do you want? You know, these are things that I had to change the way I talked, the way I thought, because it took me a while to realize that I was also part of the problem. It wasn't just the people I say, oh, it's the government. The government, it comes from you. We are the government. We are the people who make the government. That's why we are part of the politics.
Mm-hmm.
So
very good point. But we have less than 8 minutes left before we end. But I wanted to find out from you. I've been talking to a lot of people on this platform and other platforms, and there seems to be, for me, the way I look at it, a disconnect. You know, the people I talk to and the people on the ground, people who are actually going to vote, who, when you see a Tinubu today in Lagos, you see them around him, you see them around Ojuzokalo, Rocha Sokorocha.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it that there's a disconnect? I know that there's hunger, poverty, and all that. And how do we reach those people, you know, to impact them? How do we actually get them to see things the way people we have on these shows see things?
That's a great question, and I'll go back to something Adam Showore said. Oshomole said, I think it was in 2002 when I think it was 2002 or 2003. There was a protest against Obasanjo's government when they increased fuel prices, and there was Adam Showore was still NLC president then, and he said, we are going to bring the mother of all protests to shut down the country and make sure Obasanjo reverts the price of oil, petrol, back to what it was before they increased it. And after 3 days of protest, I was watching, I think NTA or channels, I can't remember, but I was in Lagos trying to get my visa then, and they were interviewing people were like, this is too hard, we can't get boss, so this is life hard. No, the NLC should go and talk to government now. They should negotiate. So they're like, but they are protesting for you. Yeah, but no, they should negotiate. And that seemed to be like the theme. Everybody was go negotiate. So they tuned to where Adam Oshomole was, and they asked him, like, Nigerians on the streets are saying you should go talk to the government. You should stop this strike. What do you say? And he said, I am doing this for the people in Nigeria. I'm doing this for you. And you're complaining that I should go and talk to the government. I am good. This was before he switched into the APC guy. I am doing this for you. I don't have a problem. But I don't think Nigerians have suffered enough. I think until the day we suffer, where we get to where we say enough is enough. Maybe when that day comes, you understand why this protest had to happen. So maybe, yeah, if they keep saying we should go back, then we'll go back. And he went, eventually he will go negotiate with the government, and price of petroleum will never return back to what it was. And it kept rising and rising and rising. And now we'll see it. So I use that example because when we look at somewhere like Sudan, Sudan had a military coup in, I think, around November last year.
Mm-hmm.
What has been going on? The people said, we don't want you. Go stay in the barracks. We've had enough of dictatorship. Go stay in the barracks. They've been killing them. The soldiers have been killing them. The people said, no. Every day they are protesting. Every day. That can happen in Nigeria. It can't. Because we protest 1 day, 2 days. Wow. Life hard. So why won't you run back to Tinubu? Why won't you run back to Ojus Okalu? Why won't you run back to Atiku? You will run back to the same people because we have not gotten to that stage where the bite really bites us. Whatever we are facing right now, where things are hard, and I know things are hard, I'm not making light of that. We haven't got to that stage where we say enough is enough. Because when you see it in other countries where people are like Algeria, and Algeria started in their football stadiums, they said, this guy has been here 30 years, get out. They have oil too. They said, get out. The whole country came together, get out. The army had to be like, Oga, plane day, run to Saudi Arabia. They go, get out. Nigeria, if you start not to say no, our brother, start to bring a different reason. So until the day that we all feel that bite in unison, that's when, because otherwise, when we start talking, they'll say, you did America, that's why you're saying this.
Mm-hmm,
You did Germany,
Now,
that's why you're saying this.
let me get your take on this. Someone wrote that the situation of our country is so there. We need capable hands. Like yesterday, the brain drain in Nigeria is scary. In the next 5 years, if nothing is done, most Nigerian professionals will have left. Are you concerned about that? If you nobody is actually counting the number of Nigerians leaving the country every day.
Oh, yeah.
To Canada, to everywhere in the world. It's alarming. What will be left in that country if the situation continues this way?
I don't know. That's part of the thing. That's part of what I'm talking about. People need to start asking themselves, do you want a situation where only private universities are what people can attend in the country?
That's a good point. That idea that private universities are going on with their schooling while the rest of the
country. No, I think it was your show during the last election, and they asked a gentleman was coming out of a bus, and they asked him like, who will you vote for? Will you vote for Abiy or Showore running? Will you vote for him? And he said, I'm a student. My school has been on strike for 6 months. I like the youth. I want the youth to be in government, but I can't vote for Showore because he doesn't have experience. So I will go and vote for Buhari. I said, just look at that. Is that not just that's the whole scenario right there? That's the whole scenario right there. And you have my nephew went to his mother said he must go to one of the Christian church university. So that's where he went to, and he has graduated. I was even surprised. They texted me and said, "Oh, I've graduated." I said, "Oh, I'm so used to schools being on strike, so I was expecting him to still be in university."
6 or 7 years.
Yeah, he has graduated, and everybody seems to allow that to just happen. And I'm like, why should we be okay with that? When you see the top 100 universities in Africa, where are the Nigerian universities? We are okay with that, but we want to be shouting giant of Africa. What are you shouting giant of Africa for? What are we proud of? So people will continue to leave. And when people leave, there's other people who we are also cool with discrimination happening to, like our gay community. We are fine with them being killed. We are fine with women being abused. We are fine with so many other nonsense happening. Like, there are tough questions that we need to start asking ourselves. And until the people back home say, okay, enough of this, we need to change the way we behave. It was 2 years ago I found out that women started the independence movement in Nigeria, like in many African countries. We don't talk about that in our schools. We all act like women cannot be in leadership, but without women attacking the British, taking down the British without any violence, there wouldn't be any independence movement in Nigeria. All these things are things that we don't recognize today, because we all act like, oh, women only, you know, they belong to the other room. That's the language. Everything has changed. Everything has changed. And I said, well, until we start changing our mindset, and you know, maybe it might take everybody leaving, and then the country becomes empty. You cannot find people because if you go and bring people from Lebanon, you cannot do what you are doing to the black people in Nigeria. So you cannot do it to Lebanese people now. So that will force the change. I don't know, but because when you see people come out from Nigeria, they come to other countries, see what is working. Even African countries, they see just the system working. There, people start to change. So maybe that's what it would take. Because I can't. Before I used to be worried about the brain drain, but now I cannot say I'm worried anymore. I can't.
All right, Ralph, we are out of time. I really want to thank you for joining. I know I want to thank all politics for hanging in the studio. I see you. You were there from the beginning, and you remained there with us. Thank you so much, and I hope when you have time, if you have time on Wednesday, we are going to talk about things that are of interest to most Nigerians abroad. Because right now we are seeing two Nigeria: the Nigerians abroad and the ones at home. And I think we need to keep addressing both sides, you know, because they have to work together somehow. The way I see it, to be able to fix that place. It can be fixed with just the people who are left behind, because it's a tough thing. But thank you so much for joining us, and all my guests. There were so many people who were here with us, and we will be back on Wednesday nights for another edition of the show. So thank you and all the best.
Thank you, Doctor. Thank you, everybody. Have a good one.
All right, a good one. Thanks.
Anambra remains the most financially stable state. Most financially stable state in this country. If you don't know, the day I left government, 17th of March 2014, I had in Access Bank, a bank in Nigeria, $50 million. I repeat, $50 million and about 7 billion naira. It's a bank in Nigeria. I'm sure Access Bank people are here. You can go and verify. I have it